thanks to the Kardashians. It's not all their fault, but they're chiefly responsible. This new sort of quote unquote ideal of women has got like the triple G breasts, outsized only by the fake asses, which are as wide as Montana. And then in the middle has to be literally a 10-inch waist, which is not attainable by any natural human without massive surgery, which, by the way, is potentially dangerous. And on top of that, lips that are enormous, that basically go up to your nose and down to your chin, and then get smushed
with the lips.
I don't know. I don't get. It's
well,
like
but it's, I don't.
It's too much.
Stuff is obviously an affront to our senses, but why do the women think the injected lips is attractive? I want to know the argument.
My husband Doug always says, like, he doesn't mind. I get Botox and I'm very open about that. He's like, that doesn't bother me at all. Please don't ever touch your lips. It looks so weird. It's very strange.
The lips thing, it's weird. It's also just, it's so clear it's fake. And I don't know, at least from a male perspective, when I see it, again, very sweet people, pleasant. It's not an indictment of the character, but just from the physical presentation, and maybe Megyn, I'm wrong. You could just throw me down here and be like, nope, it's great. Maybe it's kind of like one of those things like in Seinfeld where like women care about men's eyebrows and like we never cared about it. Like women care about other women's lips.
I think, look, there are some women who don't have any lips. You know, there really are. Like I remember some guys too, Doug Llewellyn, who did the outside interviews to Judge Wapner's People's Court. Now I'm going back. But he had no lips. What happened to Doug Llewellyn's lips? I could see getting it if you had no lips. I really can. And some women get lip injections. I know somebody in particular who gets them. She looks great. You would never be able to tell that she was having her lips injected. So whatever. I don't judge people for that. It's the Mr. Potato Head approach to beauty that I recoil in response to. They go too far. Like the Kardashians, the lips are bigger than eyes on their faces. They're so huge. It's not. Lauren Sanchez used to be a beautiful woman when she was younger. She looked natural. She was a natural beauty. She's ruining her look by all this fake artificial shit she's having pumped into her face and body. It's unnecessary. It's almost like a sickness. Why do women do
that, though? I mean, help me understand the psychology, because for men, we find that to be so unattractive, so wrong. Is it for other women? Is it a self-confidence thing?
I think it's a self-confidence thing. And I think some women get addicted to plastic surgery. You know, they have one thing done and they think more is more. And I think aging women tend to abuse it. They think, oh, I need more to keep looking young. And, you know, I've got to make my breasts huge or my bottom huge in order to stay a sexual kitten and attractive to men. It's like an overcompensation. And I think they don't realize less is more. Like, who's in the headlines right now in a very positive way? Pamela Anderson, her newfound relationship with Liam Neeson. They're clearly falling in love and it's totally charming. And she's not wearing makeup anymore, or very, very little makeup anymore. She looks great. We all know Pamela Anderson can look like a 20 on a scale of 1 to 10 when she dons, all her A-game makeup and all that stuff. But it's really refreshing to see her lean into just this is me now thing. And she's 58. He's totally enamored with her. You can see it in the interviews. Like that, look, I'm all for makeup and hair. Obviously, that's true. But if you could see me in my day life, I don't walk around like this. I put this armor on to go on television and go on screen. But my real life, my hair's in a ponytail and I really don't wear that much makeup. I wear some. In any event, I think we've had it. And I think that's part of the Sydney Sweeney magic of this ad. And it's part of the recoiling that I had when I saw the Beyoncé response. One word on Beyoncé. Okay, so she's all about the women. In the Kamala Harris campaign, she said it. In the speech, she said it. And even Levi's, in their statement, which is completely anodyne about this ad, says it. They say, oh, we're marketing a final celebration of a partnership that has explored reinvention and reinterpretation at every turn. What? The campaign represents a new level and scale of collaboration that has put women at the center of the narrative and set in motion a new iconic chapter in Levi's history that continues to reaffirm the brand's place at the center of culture. My note reads, did Kamala Harris write this? It's so empty and rambling, but it's all about centering women. So Beyonce wants to center women. Where was she in the centering women when P. Diddy was on trial, her good friend and the good friend of her husband, I don't remember her speaking out about his serial abuse of women he was supposed to love. She didn't say anything. Why isn't P. Diddy in the video montage before her concert, Charlie, if she's all about girl power?
Well, because you're a perfect villain, because we know why. You're an outspoken, successful, I would say conservative, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but conservative, white woman. And that's kind of what she's trying to push back against. And again, I don't know what's in Beyonce's heart. All I know that how she acts and how she speaks, and definitely the kind of worldview she represents and that she plays into is kind of enough, Whitey, like enough of you guys.
Yep.
And
sit down.
That again, totally sit down. Like, you guys are the problem. Your ancestors owned slaves. Like, enough. And yeah, I think that they've created a massive, by the way, multiracial backlash. Hispanics don't like this. Asians don't like this. It's not just about white people that don't like this. But to compare a Sydney Sweeney ad for 20 minutes to Goebbels and Hitler and eugenics, I mean, that's really dark stuff. And then for them to gaslight us that, that little dwarf on Pod Save America that you were getting in a debate with, he was like, oh, no one was saying it. What? Hold on. The ABC News Good Morning America platformed a quote unquote subject matter expert for a pretty long interview by morning show time. Morning show time is precious, Megyn. And she's going on about how this is eugenics and a return to Nazism. And then they gaslight us against it for even saying that this became a major issue. And so, look.
By the way, we have some of that, Charlie. Let me play it. It's
please. No, let's show, because they're literally trying to gaslight us in real time.
Yeah, here it is.
Now, in one ad, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed actress talks about genes as in DNA being passed down from her parents.
The play on words is being compared to Nazi propaganda with racial undertones.
The pun, good genes, activates troubling historical associations for this country. The American eugenics movement in its prime between 1900 and 1940 weaponized the idea of good genes just to justify white supremacism.
Unbelievable. And Charlie, let me give you one more.
Well,
now, it's not just the little man over at Pod Save.
I have a comment.
Rolling Stone magazine out with a new piece. Fox News blitzes airwaves with Sydney Sweeney coverage. It's Fox's fault. They say this is actually not crybaby liberals who are hopelessly obsessing over the Euphoria actors. That's Sydney Sweeney. She was in that show. Genes. It's Republicans and Fox News. Then they go through and counted the number of times Fox News mentioned Sweeney, and then they make the same point as the little man over at Pod Save. No prominent Democratic lawmakers have weighed in on the situation. That's the new test, you see? Notwithstanding all that whole laundry list I went through.
So dumb.
The test is whether we've seen, I guess, Joe Biden or the auto pen say something about it.
Or whether Chuck Schumer gave a Senate floor speech about the Sydney Sweeney ad. Whether or not Hakeem Jeffries introduces a motion, that's the threshold of whether or not this is a big deal or not. Yeah. So, sorry, we actually understand culture, guys. And again, I want to just go back to one part, though. In that ABC News clip, do you know that the first couple of words were so disgusting? The blonde hair, blue-eyed actress, as if they're trying to set you up that, oh, this is pseudo. Do you notice that in the copy script?
I've
heard that. I've heard that clip multiple times. I didn't catch it till now, where someone put that in their teleprompter. Someone wrote that down for them to read. The blonde hair, blue-eyed actress. Okay, what is the relevance of that exactly? So if it was, a Hispanic person that says I had good genes, you wouldn't. Okay, fine. But no, because of that, you're trying to shame an entire part of the American population, which happens to be the majority of the country, by the way, still, into you can't talk about having any sort of good genetics or any sort of good ancestry. And boy, that's dark stuff. I mean, if you want to talk about who's actually pushing forward pseudo race politics, it's them, not us. We don't look at that ad and think of race at all. Okay, yeah, good genes. If anything, you could think of like it's a sexualization thing. Okay.
Yes.
Like,
I mean,
okay,
honestly, my first reaction was they're talking about her breasts, and yes, they're right.
100%. Of course, it's like she's got good genes because, you know, she doesn't have to go to plastic surgery where a lot of women would have to. Okay.
Yeah, she's got a rocket body.
That would be like exactly. That was my initial reaction when I saw it. I was like, okay, next thing. I got a busy day. But they look at that and they immediately think Third Reich, Hitler. Not only are these dark people, they are so their worldview that they process everything through, the matrix that they put all their information through is so broken and dangerous, Megyn, that this is why I'm so glad Trump won, is that you can't have people running your society that immediately think everything goes back to Hitler.
Since President Trump was sworn in, his administration has made enormous progress at a breakneck pace. But don't forget, while they are moving mountains for the good of the nation, you've got your personal savings to worry about. And one of the best ways to look after your savings is through diversification, particularly with gold, like from Birch Gold Group. In the past 12 months, the value of gold has increased by 40%. And Birch was an advertiser on this show 12 months ago. If you had purchased then, you'd be 40% richer today. Now's the time. Central banks continue to bolster demand for gold by burying in record quantities. Global instability and tension is high, and Birch Gold makes owning physical gold so easy. Easily convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, or buy some to store in your home safe. Just text MK to the number 989898, and Birch Gold is going to send you a free info kit on gold. Look into it, see if it's right for you. There's no obligation, just useful information to help you make a decision. With an A+ rating, with a Better Business Bureau, and tens of thousands of happy customers, take control of your savings today. Text MK to 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.